This is the video for Algebra 2B, Part 16, Task 2, Unions and Intersections. In this video, we're going to talk about the probability of unions. So first, before we talk about unions, we have to talk about what we call mutually exclusive events. Mutually exclusive events are events that can't happen at the same time. So let's look at some examples to help explain this a little bit better. Events that are mutually exclusive events, they can't happen at the same time. So for example, if you're driving in a car, turning left and turning right. You can't do both at the same time, right? You either have to turn left or you have to turn right. You can't turn both ways. Let's think about something more probability-based. If we toss a coin, getting a head or a tail. We can't flip a coin and get both a head and a tail. It's one or the other. Those are mutually exclusive events. When I flip a coin one time, I'm either going to get a head or a tail. Events that aren't mutually exclusive. Turning left again. And let's say scratching your head. I can turn left and scratch my head at the same time. So those events are not mutually exclusive. Let's talk about a deck of cards. If I draw a card, getting a king or getting a heart. Those are not mutually exclusive because I could get the king of hearts. So therefore, they could happen at the same time. So they're not mutually exclusive. So when we talk about finding the probability of unions, we're really talking about questions that have or in them. What's the probability of this or that happening? If the events are mutually exclusive, then the probability of A or B is the sum of the individual probabilities. Remember, sum is plus addition. So we can just simply add those two probabilities together. Again, that's only for mutually exclusive events. You'll learn what to do for events that aren't mutually exclusive in task 4. So we have some notation. The probability of A or B, so the U symbol really means or, and tells us that we have to add probabilities. Okay, so the probability of A or B is the probability of A plus the probability of B. So let's look at some examples. Example 1, a basket contains 3 apples, 3 peaches, and 4 pears. You randomly select a piece of fruit from the basket. What is the probability that it's an apple or a peach? So the probability of an apple, I'm going to say A, or P for peach, is simply the probability of getting an apple plus the probability of selecting a peach. So probability of selecting an apple. We need the total number of outcomes. So we have 3 apples, 3 peaches, and 4 pears. So 3 plus 3 plus 6, or plus 4, sorry. 3 plus 3 plus 4 is 10. So 10 total possibilities. And how many of them would give us an apple? 3 of them. So 3/10. plus the probability of picking a peach. Again, there's 10 total outcomes. Out of those, 3 of them would give us a peach. So we add these probabilities together. Common denominators, we already have that, so the denominator stays the same. And we add the numerators, so 3 plus 3 is 6. So 6/10 is our probability. There's a 6/10 chance that we'll select an apple or a peach. We can reduce that. We can divide each of those by 2 and get 3/5. So the probability of choosing an apple or a peach from this basket is 3/5. Here's some of the notations. So it says if the probability of A equals 0.34 and the probability of B is 0.12 and A and B are mutually exclusive events, what is the probability of A or B? So again, the probability of A union B or B, A or B, is the probability of A plus the probability of B. So in this case, we're simply going to take 0.34 and add it to 0.12. Okay. So 0.34 plus 0.12 is 0.46. And that's it. Now give the practice problems and activity 2 a shot.